Last time on Woodro's World, we found a cave to work in. We were going to build a quartz build, put in a lot of foundations, and decided to go vertical. Threw in a lot of machines and covered it with walls. Threw in a train station, and then we didn't like it. So what did we do? We tore it all down. And now it's time for a restart. Started off building a blueprint for the outer wall. Come up with this little stripe design with the light. I really dig it. Had to throw in a couple and let's see what it looked like. After filling in the wall, I really liked it. So let's pop to the outside and throw in a few foundations for just a basic design element. After filling in the outside, we needed a hole for the train to come through. So I decided to go with overlapping gates. I think that gives it a really nice aesthetic the way it opens up. I'm going to go too high here. And just to give it a little bit more of a flair, throw in some beams for an aesthetic. And we're going to paint those purple later. And by the time we're done, this should look a bit like a crystal shard in the opening. Went with a little bit of a fan pattern here to really kind of set in that crystalline look. After that was done, it was time to focus our attention on the inside. And after getting the idea for the entryways to kind of look like crystals, I really wanted to drive home the idea of two large quartz crystals sticking out of the ground for the manufacturing process. So of course I was going to power shard these buildings, but it was a task to get it to even line up properly. And we'll see here why, because for some reason I wanted to go with this crooked 45 pattern. He could get it to line up here. And I did. And I was very happy with it at the time. Then I also realized that the glass was crooked. And everything inside was going to be sitting off-centered. So I needed to move that now. And the norm for this game is for people to use hex patterns. Unfortunately, I didn't think about that, and I went full octagonal. And that was a pain, as you'll see here, to get it to line up. Once we got the base in place, once the base was set, Then we could zoop the walls straight up and go from there. And that's what we ended up with. Threw a little bit of lighting in there and gave it a nice purple glow. Once again, as Woodro does, I didn't like it either, so I rebuilt it. And I built it on the other side first. So that was the finished product, and this is what we did. We went with a 2x2 constructor, or 2x3 constructor stack. We're going to power shard those as well. But this made logistics seem a lot easier. We're going to dress this up with some lighting, make it real pretty. And this is my attempt at hiding wires as much as possible. As you can see, I was lucky enough to mount the miner high enough off of the node but still make contact that I could utilize the space underneath of it. So wiring be gone. Trying to figure out how to add more lighting in here. I want it to really glow. I want that to really stand out. So get as much lighting in here as we possibly can. We'll go ahead and throw a top on this thing. I'm going to use the angled glass roof and then fill the center with the frame foundation. Go down, reset the light. There's a lot of purple up top. I like it. A lot of purple up top, but we need more of it to shine downward. So let's throw another light in right here. And get this one also hooked up and angled downwards. But I decided that wasn't enough either. So let's throw some lighting upward. Like I said, I want this thing to glow. Maybe in U8, we'll be able to use, signs a lot better. Like I could just do the corners of the 8 pillars with the 4-meter signs, and just turn them vertically. But as of U7, this purple lighting was the best thing I had to really light this space up. And now that we've got the input done and we've got the lighting set, it's time to manage the output. And I wanted to go with every constructor having a visible line outwards. So you see here I'm putting in foundations and putting in floor holes to allow for me to turn the conveyor lifts so that you can see the material flow. Now here I made a realization that some of mine were off and I had to go up, delete some more stuff, and rebuild. Once the above ground was managed, it was time to move underground and utilize clipping. Let me know in the comments if those look like 2 crystal shards sticking out of the ground. But once the build was done, it was time to hook up trains. Needed to get a train line in there and get the materials flowing to the world. And that's the build. So enjoy this little showcase, and remember, take care of yourself and each other.